And now to some space news. 1 million miles from Earth, the James Webb telescope is approaching its final observation point in orbit around the sun.
It's the largest and most powerful observatory ever sent to space, with the ability to see across the universe, back in time to shortly after the Big Bang. NASA hopes it will build on the rich legacy of one of its signature projects, the Hubble Space Telescope. For nearly 32 years, the Hubble telescope has been a permanent resident of space, taking 1.5 million photographs, including some of the most iconic images of the cosmos.
What was Hubble's mission?
Hubble's mission was to really open humanity's eyes to the cosmos, and it really did that. I mean, when the first Hubble images came out, it was clear that it had already really reached some main mission objectives. People were pretty blown away.
It's not just stunning imagery. The data that Hubble continues to beam back to Earth has generated more than 18,000 scientific papers, confirming the existence of black holes, establishing the rate at which the universe is expanding, which allowed scientists to rewind the clock and estimate the time of the Big Bang, 13.8 billion years ago. Hubble was pivotal in the discovery of dark energy, an unknown force causing the universe's expansion to accelerate, and dark matter, which makes up most of the mass in space, though we can't observe it directly.
How did Hubble change our understanding of the universe?
Some of the most concrete building blocks of space science and science in general comes from Hubble, and what we've learned through Hubble observations and images.
Clear to proceed.
It was not an overnight success. A defect made the first pictures embarrassingly blurry. NASA and its partner, the European Space Agency, had to launch a mission to fix it. Luckily, it was only 340 miles away, a short hop in space terms. And 4 more missions led to more upgrades, helping Hubble stay in space twice as long as planned.
Hubble is old school, but still offers us a lot, right?
It's old school, but I mean, the data that continues to come fresh and new from Hubble is extremely valuable, extremely interesting, and continues to contribute to new science and research.
Now there's a new telescope in the skies. The Webb telescope is bigger, better, and much, much farther out in space, with the ability to measure how much heat comes off objects in infrared wavelengths. An upgrade to Hubble, but not a replacement. Astronomers hope these two scientific marvels will work together, giving us new insights into the cosmos for years to come.
We're hoping that with Webb, we'll be able to see the first light after the Big Bang, the first times that stars and galaxies formed in the universe. It's not that Webb is some supercharged version of Hubble. They're both spectacular instruments that just do kind of different things.
Game changer, though, would be an understatement for Webb?
Yeah, a little bit of an understatement.
The Webb telescope scheduled to arrive at its final destination on Monday. The Christmas Day launch was so efficient, NASA now believes Webb has the fuel to support a mission of 10 years or more, double what was originally planned. The first images are expected in June. So something to look forward to there, because those will be pretty images.
Yeah, I was just going to say, how fun was that to watch and just see all those pictures from Hubble? Very cool.
It's fun to go from 300 miles away to like a million. It's like incredible.
Your mind when you really think about it.
Awesome.